We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Hello there, I'm Tone Solo, and welcome to Nobody Cares Podcast SATX, where we discuss the San Antonio music scene past, present, and future. On this episode, we have Johnny Rodriguez, former lead singer of the San Antonio metal band Tension Speak. He was also a founding member of Prayers for the Weak. Johnny is currently living in Lubbock, Texas, but came to visit us here in San Antonio recently. He was kind enough to come and talk to Dirty Aaron and I for the podcast. We get into how he started in music and what drove him to become a vocalist and musician in the hard rock metal scene. So sit back and relax, crack open a cold one, because you know I will. But if you're driving, don't do that. And we hope you enjoy this episode. Johnny Rodriguez on Nobody Cares Podcast, SATX.
Look inside to me, oh friend. Don't turn away, this we are made. For you it seemed just all too real, but for me it's what I feel inside. Oh, look up, I lie Look until the darkness fades, and soon you'll see that there's no way that you'd be there to take my place, and something's wrong.
He has Beat It, Billie Jean.
Pretty young thing.
Yeah. So there was like 7 singles on that,
Yeah,
on that
was
record.
a good album.
Supposedly that record stays on the charts 3 years. The first single they put out, The Girl Is Mine.
Oh, okay.
I think that was the first single to talk about Thriller, and then after that one they go into, I think, Beat It and Billie Jean.
What's that album? I wanna rock with you.
That was the
before?
first before one. Yeah, that's Off the Wall.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was a good album too.
Yeah, with Off the Wall and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah. He was fortunate to be born with that gift. I don't see really anybody in our lifetime topping that.
Yeah.
You know, Bruno Mars, yeah, I guess they say he'd probably be the next, if it was to happen again, he'd be
Yeah.
the next one. As far as he writes for so many people, and he's just a songwriting machine.
Yeah, I guess after a while he's like, man, I'm writing all these songs, hits for everybody else. Like, I might as well do it for myself.
Yeah. Why waste that voice?
Yeah.
Now, as far as Prince goes, that dude's untouchable.
Child prodigy, where he was, from stories I heard, the record label didn't want him to produce his own music. They didn't want to do
Like
that.
18.
So yeah, and he was like, that's the only way I do it. Like,
Yeah.
and so a lot of his albums weren't coming out because they weren't letting him do everything he wanted. And
Yeah. Well, that was why the reason he changed his name to a symbol. He was writing his albums, he was producing his albums, he was recording all the instruments, he was singing everything, and the label wanted control over all
Yeah.
that. And he's like, what are y'all doing
What are you
for me
doing?
other than distributing it?
Yeah.
As long as you're performing under contract under Prince, we own it. It's us. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll just not do that.
how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. This is another episode of Nobody Cares Podcast, SATX. I'm your host, Tone Solo, and with me always is Dirty Aaron here behind the controls.
What up?
We got a special guest here today, all the way from Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas. He is a former singer of Tension Speak. He also played in Prayers for the Weak and a bunch of other bands. Mr. Johnny Rodriguez, how you doing, man?
All right, man. It's good to be back in San Antonio. I really miss this place. When we were pulling in, I was just like a little kid, man. Just looking at all the buildings. I remember that. It's like, that's new. Yeah, it feels good to be back. I mean, I consider this home because I just want to be back here. I'm glad you guys have me.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you. And when Aaron told me you were going to be coming in, he's like, we could probably get him to come and do an interview. And I was like, all right, yeah, it's going to be good. So yeah, let's just get into it a little bit. You know, want to talk to you about the history with the bands and about you, if you don't mind. You know, what got you into music? You know, did it start for you when you were younger? Was it because of your parents? You know, kind of.
My mom's side of the family is pretty much where we got all our music ability. Everybody, her aunts and her cousins and her parents, everybody plays instruments. We used to have family get-togethers, you know, during the holidays. You put 20 musicians in a room, things happen. Unfortunately, we didn't get like recordings of stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking like 7-part harmonies and,
wow.
and everybody's playing the guitar, and I've been around it all my life. Feels just natural. That's just what I should do.
Yeah.
It's kind of something that I probably wouldn't want to do anything else, you know, if I wouldn't been in it from, you know, I guess childbirth, you know. Was in a band, gospel bands, country bands, bluegrass, Tejano, you know, everybody did something. My cousin Carmen, she was the singer. It was the country band, her cousins, well, they would regroup, they became the Tejano band.
Oh, okay.
You know, they just had a member change, and then they do an album, Tejano. And they did pretty good. I think they actually are still doing it. Her sound is almost like Selena. If you didn't know, you would think it was them. All the cousins and uncles, they had a big influence on music and where I should go. As a kid, we'd go see these concerts, and I remember going to revivals. I think we talked about that. Revivals,
right?
All over North Texas.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Panhandle, and we'd go to revivals because my parents were real religious. My dad was a preacher, and we would go to these cities. I remember watching them on stage doing their thing, and I grew up in it, and it's what I saw it made me happy, I guess, you know. It's so I did band, junior high.
Yeah. What'd you play in junior?
Trumpet.
Yeah. Okay, so you learned how to read the notes and music theory, all that.
I had an older brother. He was in band too. He played the trombone, but he had bring other instruments home to learn. And so I think we started band in 6th grade. That was like when formal you start teaching music and band instruments and stuff was 6th grade. Well, I started in like the 4th grade, just at home, playing, learning it on my own.
Playing your brother's instruments, whatever he was bringing home.
I learned how to play them. And so when I got into 6th grade, you know, I led the section pretty much all the way to high school. And then it was only, a year I had to compete with the seniors. And after they left, I led the section for the next 3 years. It was fun. I got to experience playing solos and stuff in front of the crowds in marching band and stuff like that. So I followed it through college, and
still playing trumpet, or you were
still playing trumpet. Well, in high school, I did. I came from a small town, so a lot of us switched instruments when we needed, like in concert band, symphonic band. We had a big trumpet section, so if we needed some baritones or French horn and stuff, I would change
French
over.
horn.
Yeah, that's a hard instrument.
Well, it's just because big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And the Force theme, it's played on a French horn. It's
Well, it's a really hard instrument because it's you have the same size of a mouthpiece of a trumpet, but there's different tones that are in between the tones that you're used to in a trumpet. You're almost sure you set your lips up and you buzz. Well, there's ones that are in between all those in a French horn, and so it's really hard to hit notes. If you're used to playing a trumpet, you use like a bugle. You hit notes and you're pretty confident.
Yeah.
You put a French horn there, you're just hitting wrong notes. It's like, this is what I thought it was supposed to be like, you know. But yeah, I did switch on some instruments and went on to college and played trumpet.
Nice.
After I got out of college, it's kind of in my blood now. Also in high school, I had a couple buddies. They were, I would say, a Green Day cover band.
Okay.
So it was there in Dookie with Dookie.
Yeah. And then like 94. So that's what I was going to, like, the next question is, like, so when do you start getting into rock? Were you into rock when you were still younger, or didn't start till you were in high school?
Well, it was in high school. I was into like acapella stuff, like in middle school and band stuff, like Wynton Marsalis, amazing trumpet player, and Maynard Ferguson.
Okay, yeah.
So I kind of stuck with that whole band thing. And then in high school, I had a buddy. He was a drummer, and he was into, like, we would listen to Bad Religion.
Oh yeah,
he brought in Bad Religion, and of course Green Day. when it was
So kind of when the new punk is starting to come back, right? Like
he would have the newest albums, and so he'd put them on in the band hall, and we'd jam out to them. But yeah, that was kind of when I started getting into the rock stuff.
Okay.
And then going into college, it got a little heavier. I wanted to get a little heavier, and I just like those crunchy riffs, man. They just do something to me. It's like I don't know what it is. It's just I get excited now. The crunchier the riff, the heavier. Yeah, that's so awesome.
For nothing, for something, just someone stay with me. I'm scared, yeah, I can't seem to find my way. Something for nothing, just someone stay with me. I'm lost, I can't seem to find my way out.
So what was one of the first bands, and it got you, you're like, oh, that's what I want to do.
Oh, that's hard to tell. It's like, man, how does it go back?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But
The band Live, they had this one song called Lucchini's Juice.
yeah, I remember that one.
And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was one of their heavier songs
Yeah.
that they played. And I just loved that riff. It was just it was a simple riff, but it was like to the point.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of my favorite. It's still one of my favorite riffs that they do. It was one of their songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, Live, and then what else did we get into? Of course, Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica, right? I think everybody's like,
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, we used to listen to Cold Chamber.
Cold Chamber, okay, yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, Big Truck.
Big
That was a
Truck.
big one. And Sepultura, we listened to Sepultura.
Oh, yeah, I remember those. So around this time, so you're in college, like when do you kind of start saying, okay, we're going to start a band now. I'm going to try to do this and write my own music.
The guy that was in that the Green Day cover band.
Oh, okay.
He was one of my best friends, and we ended up being roommates in college. And he played guitar, and he goes, "Man, you want to play bass?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can play bass." I mean, I played guitar. I picked up guitar and played it, and so I started playing bass, and it just wasn't my thing. I couldn't hear the tones. I didn't know I was playing wrong notes. I couldn't hear if I was playing wrong notes or not.
Really?
I just couldn't hear those tones.
But at this time too, it's like you've been playing music for so long. I mean, you probably have what the notes are supposed to sound like just from knowing music.
Maybe I wasn't turned up enough. I don't know. I couldn't hear those. I couldn't hear those frequencies or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As a trumpet player, we usually had melodies.
Yeah.
We had the major parts of the song, and to go to bass, I'm like, I can't hear anything. I don't know what I'm playing. So.
And then that goes back to the hearing shit we all got, right?
Yeah, right, of course. So Dad's like, oh, let's I want to switch to guitar. I want to play some guitar. I'll just do rhythm, because I wasn't a lead player. I'll never be a lead player.
You were lead singer.
So that, and so we started. It was a little 3-man project, and it got to the point where I wanted to start singing. I would do his backups, because I can harmonize. Pick a song, and I can hear it really. My mom was a harmony. She sang harmony for her sisters when they were in bands.
Yeah.
So automatically go to harmony. That's my go-to when I hear a song. Is like boom, I'm hearing harmonies before I hear the lead. So, but I wanted to start doing leads. It's just I guess being a trumpet player, we had melodies. We shined.
Yeah.
So. I wanted to do leads, and my guitar player, my friend Josh, he would let me have a couple of songs that I would do lead on, and it was like when Creed was real big.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was when
at one time everybody loved Creed.
Oh yeah, they were on top of the world,
Yeah.
man, playing the Super Bowl. Yeah,
I do remember that. Was it a Dallas game or something like that they played it? Yeah.
Yep, that was it.
I can't seem to find my way out.
They had their time, and it's. I mean, they were on top of the world.
Were their times coming back?
Yeah,
they're back
they
on
are.
tour, and everybody's like, "Yeah, it's cool to like Creed again." And it was like, yeah, they were always a good band. It just
Well, we've gotten a little older.
yeah,
The first album, My Own Prison.
yeah.
I mean, that had some good songs on it. They didn't even release, like Penny for a Dime. There were some good ones on there.
Yeah.
Human Clay, of course, was my favorite one.
Yeah,
That's one of the ones that I can listen to all the way through.
This is the one where your second album is bigger than your debut album, right? So
Yeah.
you get bands like that sometimes. That happens where the
The-
second one blows you up.
My favorite song on that album they didn't even release, Faceless Man. God, I love that song. It's just the way they transition from the acoustic to the heavy parts.
Oh,
at the
okay,
end.
yeah. I had that CD. I don't think I listened to it.
Yeah.
front to back.
Dude, it was front to back in my car,
Yeah.
nonstop. It would start over and play, start over and play, start over and play, until I wore it out.
So you
Like,
wore it out.
okay, I can't stand this CD anymore. And then I don't think I've ever listened to it ever again.
So it's Creed at this time that gets you want to come out and start singing, trying to run a band.
We cover Higher. That one, I'd put the guitar down and let him just play guitar, and I would just sing. We'd always have people come up to us, man, you should be singing lead, like off of the one couple of songs. And it started getting to the point where he was kind of getting, I don't want to be in a band with you anymore. It's like, all right, well.
You're having little feelings here and
it's
there.
like, that's fine. It's no big deal. We were still friends, it's like,
That's good.
but he goes, go off and do your thing, go sing.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. He still played. He's actually played here in Lubbock for a long time, and then he passed away. He was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
He would play acoustic stuff at local bars, and it was pretty tragic. He was actually my best friend from when we were little kids. Like, we played t-ball together, and we were neighbors in our neighborhood and stuff like that. So, so I went off and just looked for some guys that wanted to play and do covers, because at that time I kind of really wasn't writing. I didn't know how to write before I was even in a band. I was doing karaoke. My wife, funny how we met, because I was working and we had a mutual friend that she worked with, and I was running one of the smoke shops in Lubbock. Yeah, and they came by to get a pack of cigarettes, and I was getting off. I was like, "Hey, wait for me," and we'll go to the house and hang out and stuff. We got off and we go to the house, and we're just sitting there. It's like, let's go to the bar. So we go to the bar, and still, even then, we were sitting across the little table from her. We weren't even talking. I was just drinking beer, watching the karaoke. I signed up to go sing. It was Torn.
Oh yeah.
And she goes, at that point, we get a little couple of drinks, and I ran out of money. And I was like, hey, you mind buying me some beer? So she ended up buying me beer.
I'll sing you a song.
She ended up buying me some beer, and we ended up going to another little bar, go play some pool. She's like a pretty good pool player. That was where it kind of started falling in together. After that, she never left.
Oh.
She moved in with me pretty much that night.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had an apartment there with her sister. She was going to Texas Tech, and she would go back and forth to go get clothes and then go back to the house. I had boys. It was a party house.
Yeah.
At that time, I didn't want a girlfriend. I can't get rid of her. But yeah, it worked out. It's crazy because she chased everybody off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. It was a party house, and she was there for maybe a month and a half, and it was just me and her. So she cleared house. So that we built a family. Through all that, I was still doing the music. We started a band called Hydrid. Well, we were called Sixth Out first, but
Sixth Out?
Yeah, they came up with it because they used to smoke weed.
Oh, okay.
And that's when they get blazed, they call it Sixth Out.
Oh.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's.
Is that a Lubbock thing?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I think it was a
college thing. Maybe.
I think it was they were from Dallas area.
Oh, okay.
All the guys were from Dallas area. We did Tool covers, and we started writing our own stuff. And
this is Hydra or still Six?
This is Hydra. Well, Sixth Out, we were writing our own stuff, but we were still playing covers to do open mic night. So couple member changes. We got in with this promoter for the big venue down there. It's the amphitheater. He became friends with us, and so he started putting us on bills. We were playing big shows. I mean, we were young. I was 21, had really no experience, nothing. You know, we were just playing little hole in the wall bars to like 5 or 6 people. All of a sudden, we're opening up for Mudvayne. That was where I got hooked. It was crazy because it's like having that much power in your hands. You tell the crowd what to do, and they do it. Let's start to spin, and you see a mosh pit just start spinning. And like, put your hands in the air. You see everybody's chanting. It's like, wow, man. And that's really where it got me. Kind of balls to the wall after that. And we started getting big shows. We opened up for Judas Priest.
You remember the venue?
It was the Lone Star Amphitheater.
Oh, okay. That's
that was back in Lubbock, though, right?
Yeah, it was in Lubbock.
Oh, okay, Lubbock. Okay.
Because we ended up getting one here. That was like short-lived.
We opened up for them. That was a crazy show. You know, we were just peons, man. It was crazy because we were in the green rooms. There was things going on that I'd never been involved in, like strippers and all this stuff.
I'm
like,
huh? I'm a church guy.
Yeah. I was like, wow. This is what happens back here. But it was pretty crazy. And then I think we did Jackal.
Yeah, wasn't it?
They did like a chainsaw song.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We opened up for them. We opened up for a hip hop rapper named Young MC.
Yeah.
He did a Bust a Move.
Yeah.
I
have that 12-inch single somewhere in there. I got it like a few weeks ago at a record shop. I was like,
we opened up for him. It was for the radio station there, and they wanted a music act from all genres.
Nice.
You know, so they used us since we knew the guy that was promoting the venue. He worked for the venue, so he put us on there as the rock act.
I think there should be more shows like that. Different, instead of
who else did it? Linkin Park did it with was it Jay-Z?
Yeah. They collaborated.
Rage Against the Machines and Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, but Wu-Tang didn't play.
But Wu-Tang, yes, that was fucking bummer.
By then, Wu-Tang had already crumbled and left the tour.
Wu-Tang, were they together for very long?
Well, they started in '93 and they make it all. I mean, technically they're still together. They're still putting out albums, but they have so many.
Wasn't it like a super group? Weren't they from different?
Well, actually, they were all from the same neighborhood, and that's how kind of RZA's the leader, the producer, the main guy, and he started getting all his friends that were rapping, and so he's like, well, what if we do it all together?
Yeah,
we'd be unstoppable.
They have one of the most valuable albums, the record, and like, because there's only like one or something like that. There's so many collaborations too. I was like, all tied to Diddy.
Don't even get started on this.
All right, well, let's get back to Johnny, because this isn't a podcast about Wu-Tang, even though I would love to talk about Wu-Tang so much. So let's talk about how you finally get to San Antonio and you start playing. You meet the guys from Tension-Speak. So how does that go? You show up with them and had to do your audition? And
we had some conflicts in the band, so we kind of split up. They moved on, and I moved to San Antonio. Cousin that was living in San Antonio, he knew this girl. She knew one of the original guitar players for Tension-Speak.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Razor. She knew Razor.
Yes.
He was at one of their rehearsals when they were looking for a singer. It might have been just Ray and Jesse.
I remember Ray talking about that they were going through a lot of like different drummers.
Yeah, so I don't even know if they had Randy yet either. He called me up and he's like, "Hey man, I know this band that they're looking for a singer." Okay. I try out, I guess so.
And at this time, had you heard any of their stuff?
No. I got in touch with Razor, and he sent me a cassette tape that he was recording of his stuff. He had a bunch of stuff that he was writing, just skeleton songs, and so he sent me some of his stuff. Well, I sent him a recording that we did with this other band, and they learned it. so that I would have something to practice with him with.
Ah,
nice. So that was kind of cool. So they could actually hear what it sounded like, and so they learned the song that I sent them, which I didn't know they did that, but they're like, yeah, we learned it. So sing your
cool.
song. I was like, yeah, okay. I've never been through anything like that before, but yeah, they were prepared.
Nice.
So yeah, we went through a couple of songs and we did like some writing sessions and see, what we would come up with. I wasn't really in the market to not be in that band. I had already done so much to get there.
Yeah.
So I wasn't taking really no for an answer. I was just like, I'm gonna be in the band, whether you guys like it or not. But yeah, I mean, it worked out. It was fun. We had a good time. It's a lot of work to commit to having that type of chemistry and things go the way they did. I would do it again. Touring is grueling. It's really hard on your body. I noticed me because I like to party, I did. Partying hard that first night, and then for the rest of the tour, I'm just recovering. Like, I never was 100% ever again till I got home. Pretty much the rest of the shows after that first one. But yeah, it was when we did a tour out in California. That one was rough because I caught the flu. Mm-hmm. The first night we played the show and I was sick. We pulled it off, but luckily we didn't play for like 3 or 4 days until our next show. So we were in Anaheim, Orange County. Yeah. So we played in Yuma for the Marines on the base in Arizona. And Jesus, I don't see how anybody lives there. It was so hot.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like 3 a.m. and it was like 130 degrees. And the load in and load out were just like sweat. Oh, it was just unbelievable. It was like, who wants to live here? It's so crazy.
That's where they film all the desert scenes.
I guess so, man. It's unbearable. Yeah. It really was. And it was like, I'm coming from South Texas, man. It's hot here too. But getting over there was just different. It was just unbearable. I don't know what it was, man. It's like, it was actually, it looked like a cartoon. You see the Wile E. Coyote cartoon? Yeah. When you're driving through Arizona, that's exactly what it looked like. It's like, everything's cartoonish here.
But yeah, happy symbol on top.
Yeah, it was crazy. You see the cactuses with the arms and picturing a cowboy hat on top of them.
and the tumbleweeds rolling over the.
Yeah. Arizona's a crazy state because on the way back from the tour in LA, we went through Flagstaff, and it was like 10-foot snow drifts.
Oh shit!
So we were in Yuma, and it was burning hot, and then we came through Flagstaff, and it was 12 feet of snow.
What time of year was this shit? Nino was passing?
Dude, it was actually May.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was. Another story. We were coming through the Hoover Dam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
nice.
In the Hoover Dam, you can't cross a trailer without, I guess, customs or whoever is in charge of that going through it. So we're on this dam at their little checkpoint, and they made us completely empty our trailer with all the gear and everything like that. And it was only like 2 people. They only allowed 2 people out. So it was like, I think it was me and Fred, the manager. So we're unloading the trailer of all our gear. And we had, it was a fully loaded trailer. Everybody had their stuff, the drums. And so we're unloading, and the guys are just sitting in the van, enjoying themselves watching us. And they were searching for explosives. Detonate.
Yeah.
Water goes everywhere. Yeah. It's a big mess. So yeah, they were searching for explosives.
You received the pyramid on the
So that was wild. The first tour we did out there was we went to Hollywood. We were in Anaheim. We stayed in Anaheim. We did the shows there in that area, and we played a place in San Marcos, the Bikini Beach Club. That was amazing. Everything you think of these California girls, that's where they were right there. It was like, really? I thought that was just a song. These girls are like beautiful, blonde, blue-eyed, perfect 10. They were nice.
They were nice girls.
They were nice girls. That was a totally different place. Yeah, we on the first tour, was the first tour we went out there. It kind of started out, I wouldn't say bad, but it was just, we had some things happen. We we were in Phoenix, and we'd been driving all night, and we stopped in Phoenix to get gas, and everybody's all, we need to stop and take a bathroom break, stuff like that. So we stopped at this gas station, and their bathroom was out of order. So guys started, getting all pissed off, rowdy and stuff. So we go to another gas station, and our manager starts putting gas in the van we were in. I don't know what happened. I guess something just got to him. He wasn't thinking, probably the guys. But we took off, and he didn't pull the gas nozzle out of the van, and we took off with it.
Oh, shit.
We're driving down the highway in Phoenix with this
The thing
flopping van, and we're like, okay, well,
So what do we do?
we pull over, and we're just like, well, here's the first souvenir. Okay, so now we get to Anaheim. We missed our exit, so we're like, we pull off on the next exit, pulling a trailer full of gear, heavy. I mean, we're loaded. We missed the exit, so we get off on the next exit, and we come down the off ramp. There's a car that's running a red light at that intersection. We T-bone her.
Oh,
We spun her around in the intersection. Her bumper ended up like 50 feet away from the car. I mean, it seemed like a major wreck. She had run the red light because she was looking at the green light that was past that red light at the underpass.
Yeah.
And so she ran it, and we T-boned her, and she got out of the car like nothing. It was like, she was not mad.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I ran the red light. And like, well, here, ma'am, let's help you. We'll get your bumper back in your car. Here you go.
Yeah.
Venus bumper.
Yeah, it's like, and it was funny because we didn't have seats in the van, so we're like, oh, the cops are coming. So everybody jumps out of the van, and we go. There was like a restaurant where we were, and so everybody goes kind of just standing around the restaurant. Like, no, we were just innocent bystanders. We weren't in the van. So just to add
We
to
saw it happen. That's all.
yeah. So the cop shows up, and he wasn't really interested in doing anything.
Yeah.
He's like, all right,
Everybody's okay.
yeah, everybody's okay. You exchange information, and he gets a beep on his little intercom. He's like, all right, I gotta go.
Y'all figure it out.
It's like, okay.
187.
So we hadn't been in California an hour.
Already causing problems. Nah, it wasn't your fault.
We hadn't been out of Texas, and we had a gas nozzle and a wreck under our belt. Oh, it was crazy time. It was fun. It was fun.
So how long was the tour?
I think we were out there for like 2 weeks. Maybe.
2 weeks?
Something
Nice.
like that.
And it was only in California that y'all played?
That tour, yes, that was that tour. The other tour, that was when we went to Arizona. And the second tour, we did a lot of stuff in Southern California. We did San Diego, where was Ocean Beach. Where else were we? We did go into LA, played Orange County with a band called Rev. We met them in the first tour. And so the second tour, they brought us back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We stayed with them. California is just such a different place.
Yeah.
You know, they treat their venues differently. It's really serious. You know, when we played the first tour, we played the Roxy. It was like, you know, Leo was playing and Ray, they're tuning. Okay, they're tuning guitar. Everybody's getting ready. It's like, okay, take a speak. You got 15 minutes. So 15 minutes.
It's a curtain.
Curtain rolls at 15 minutes. They're still tuning, and it's like dead silent. I was like, I really didn't know what to do. I was like, hurry up and play song. You know? So I was like,
You never had this problem before. What
yeah,
the fuck?
there was no messing around, man.
Yeah.
Like when they said 15 minutes, you got 15 minutes. You know, and you know, here it's a little more laid back.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like some bands get an extra song. Sometimes, you know? Yeah, but I mean, it's just a different animal over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hollywood, bro.
Yeah.
And they probably got a lot more bands than you know.
yeah.
Like, there's
I mean,
probably a ton of bands over there.
Yeah, and the caliber of bands that go through. I mean,
Yeah. Everybody wants to go over there.
Yeah, the Roxy, you get the Roxy, the Whiskey A Go Go,
Yeah.
the Viper Room, some of the
Didn't y'all play the Viper Room?
no, we tried to play the Viper Room,
Oh.
but we didn't get that one.
Oh, wait. CrossFit at the Viper Room recognized you guys.
Oh yeah. Well, the CrossFit they actually were filming. Who's in LA? Is it Jay Leno or David Letterman?
Jay Leno.
It was Jay Leno?
Yeah.
Okay. They had filmed Jay Leno that day, I guess, because they filmed during the daytime.
Yeah.
And so it was it Colors? Or one of their hit songs. And it wasn't the second one that they put out. What was that song? I'm drawing a blank.
The CrossFade?
Yeah, from CrossFit.
One that kind of got a lot of play, right? Wasn't it Never Meant to Be So Cold?
Yeah, that one.
So
That was
cold.
so cold. So it was, I guess it was the release they did before that.
I'm still changing, but you'll never see.
That might be it.
It's like, we don't know the names, but
Yeah, but they had filmed it.
That's
They
where I
had
missed
filmed
my
that.
brother Aaron.
they performed that song on Leno.
On Leno.
Yeah.
And so they were just
I think
out
it is
having a good time, and they ended up at the Roxy. I didn't notice it, but
Rest of you guys did.
Ray, he's the one he saw Ed Sloan. He was kind of standing there in the crowd, and he's like, "Hey, Ed Sloan's out there." I was like, "That's Ed Sloan?" Yeah. So, I mean, I'd heard his music. I didn't really know what he looked like.
Yeah.
And so he stayed for the whole show. So he was one of the coolest guys. He stayed, and we talked to him afterwards, and he signed autographs for us. So yeah, it was pretty cool trip. That was and after that show, me and Ray, we went to a little bar there in West Hollywood that the hotel that we stayed in Anaheim, the desk clerks, the girls, when we arrived and checked in, they're it's like, hey, yeah, we're in a band, blah blah blah. It's like we got a show tomorrow, and here's some tickets, if you guys wanted to show up. And they end up going.
Nice.
They go, and so after the show, they took us to this little place in West Hollywood. I don't remember the name of the bar, but
I don't even locals know about.
yeah, well, we were sitting at the bar and just hanging out, and I get up to go to the bathroom, and I walk over, and there's half of the guys from Viva La Bam and Jackass. Holy crap, man! Those are guys from Jackass. And I think it was right after.
Bam Margera and who else?
It was Ryan Dunn.
Oh yeah,
He was in
yeah.
the car accident. Ryan Dunn, Rab, John Rake, and then the bigger guy. I don't remember his name.
Preston?
Maybe so, yeah. And there was a couple more I didn't recognize. It was kind of dark there, but I got to shake Ryan Dunn's hand. I was like, "Hey, man, I love the show. I love what y'all do."
You know those motherfuckers are getting fucking paid.
Oh yeah,
Just
oh yeah. He put a skate park in his parents' house. God, just anything they could think of.
So I wanted to ask you, break the alliance or
What was
yeah.
it? Surviving the Silence.
Surviving
the
We did
Silence.
Surviving the Silence, and we did Our Last Alliance.
And then it ended up the last one, Prayers for the Weary.
Yeah.
So it's like, but all three of that was you and Leo, right? That branched off to do those
Yeah.
three. So how does that come about? Like,
Well, after me and Leo left, and I think Ogre left at the same time.
yeah, okay.
We left, and we still wanted to keep playing. We actually got in touch with one of the original guitar players for Dentist Speak,
Oh, okay.
Razor.
Yo, that's right.
And
Yeah,
that's where we came up with Our Last Alliance.
Our Last Alliance,
because
yeah.
we were like, this is going to be the last one. It was like it's like I said, it's a lot of work. You put a lot of commitment into it,
Yeah.
and when things don't go your way, you start getting a little tired of doing it. It's just one of those things. You get it fizzles out, and you're like,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. We did a couple little shows together. We started writing, and then the same thing kind of happened. Egos kind of got in the way of making some good music, and we were on our way to. I think we had maybe 4 or 5 songs,
Oh, okay.
and they were sounding real good, and it wasn't working with the band members. We didn't have the right chemistry, so me and Leo ended up leaving that situation. And the guys that we put together, actually, they kept going.
Oh, okay.
So I think they might even still be some of them playing together today.
Really?
Yeah.
Under the same name?
No, not the same name,
but
but they were the members. They
Yeah.
still play together.
Okay.
But me and Leo, we got in touch with was it Rob Rob Jerry. He was in a couple of bands. They had some pretty good success, and he was a good writer. And so we got together with him, and we wrote a couple of songs. And one of our songs, like one of the ones that we led with and we promoted with, he was part of. And so we did that for a little while, and it kind of just fizzled out.
Yeah.
Finding time to practice, and everybody had their different schedules. So it just went back. It came back to me and Leo again. And we would just go play some acoustic songs, some sets, little hole in the walls, and open mics. And we would play some Tension Speak stuff because, I mean, that's what we knew.
Yeah. Playing it acoustic?
Yeah.
We
played
played acoustic cool stuff. Listen to that.
And we, of course, playing some of the stuff that we wrote with some of the other projects. And we ran into this little bar off of, where was it? It's in the medical center somewhere. They had open mic night.
Okay.
And we would go play, and we heard a drummer, Ben Rodriguez. I don't know if you guys met him.
I think.
Great drummer.
Shout out, Ben.
Yeah, we saw him playing with some other guys, and we approached him, asked him if he wanted to, play with us and write some songs, and he wanted to do it. He was kind of apprehensive a little bit, but yeah, we found him at a little bar doing some open mics with some other guys, and he was actually a studio drummer. He worked for, was it the Chili Pepper radio station or something like that?
The jalapeno.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was their studio drummer.
Nice.
And so
He even worked there. He was at a Guitar Center and shit.
Oh yeah. Well, when we started working with him, we had a place to jam. Because we just played in the studio where his drums were set up and stuff.
Wow.
So, and it was a radio station. Yeah, radio station. And it was like, and we had the producer Danny? He was right there running board and stuff. So we're like, that works.
Didn't we record a demo with him? We recorded our first demo with Danny.
Remember this? Recorded with Danny, bro.
Like
the beginning demos.
He was good at what he did. He had been around the block.
Yeah.
He had produced for some pretty heavy hitters, in the industry, hip hop and more R&B stuff. But yeah, we were practicing in his studio, and we found a bass player. He was a young cat. I think he was still in high school at the time.
Was that Alex?
Alex,
yeah.
He's a madman at that.
Yeah.
He knew the fretboard. He knew how to play.
Yeah.
Y'all brought Alex to the warehouse to fucking audition, and he came with his parents.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, so yeah, he was young. He was young.
So this is starting Surviving or Prayers? This is Prayers already, right?
Yeah,
okay,
we've already gone away from Surviving the Silence and Our Last Alliance, and we're kind of taking it seriously. It's like this is going to be another chance at writing some good music and getting out there. And so we brought Alex in, and
You see, he was excited. I remember seeing him; he was really excited.
yeah, he was. I mean, he was good, man.
Yeah, it was good.
For as young as he was,
Yeah.
So that was exciting for me because we were complete at that point. I always wanted another guitar player, just so you have rhythm playing on top of Leo's solos and stuff like that.
I always thought that was what you were going to do because you play rhythm. It's hard to sing and play guitar at the same time. It's like one takes away from the other.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I consider myself a better singer than I am a guitar player. So, if I play guitar, then my singing is going to lack. If I sing, then I play guitar, it's not going to be really all that good.
It's what's doing best for the band.
Yeah. We ended up bringing in Ben's cousin, Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a pretty good guitar player.
I think I remember him.
Yeah.
White boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tall,
yeah. Well, because I remember he had like
sang too.
He had a gold top like Epiphone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he was good, and
Was it the Schneider show?
Yeah, he did play. He did a Snyder show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Snyder Show. Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. The underground. Oh, that's crazy. There's so much fun in that basement.
I was down there in that dungeon, bro. Like, wow.
Oh, it was funny because the first time we went down there, she's like, "Go have fun." She let us down there. She gives us all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had a good time.
I'm changing, I'm breaking, someone's waiting from inside. Blood staining, I'm training, I'm taking back this life. Walk along the path of green, and now it's time for you to see.
Yeah, they had a Vader helmet. I was like, look at this, man. When I put that on right away, I was like, look at
Somebody
that.
has that picture, bro.
I have it somewhere too. I don't know where it is. Yeah, because for a while it was like my profile pic for a long time on Facebook. Like I was like, I would never change it.
There was one with Randy and Dan, and one was Bert or Ernie from Sesame Street, and the other one was like one of the Simpsons or something like that. Oh, it was so much fun. It's crazy how many costumes they had down there.
Yeah,
It's just like,
it was cool.
where did all this stuff come
know,
from?
yeah.
It's just like
Freaked me out.
a warehouse full
That
of
motherfucker owned that fucking town. The radio station, everything. Like when we were leaving, it was like, oh shit, they're playing our demo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what was her name? I can't remember her name. The DJ.
I think the owner, he gave it to her to fucking play it because they were playing Yaws. Like, oh, cool. Well, we're listening to it while we're driving out, and they play. I think it's on the radio that they play, or either that one or Next in Line. It was cool. Like, oh shit, like.
Yeah, she was
They
cool.
had said so. I was like, well, at least we'll get to hear you guys, right?
She was. That's what her whole deal was. She wanted to play local artists.
Yeah.
And people that weren't on the, I guess at the time, Clear Channel, where they control everything.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember how we got in touch with her, but she might have heard a demo, picked up a demo somewhere, and it was for Purse for the Week, and she started playing it, and she loved it. So she started playing it on the air, and she let us know. I was like, "Wow, okay, that's cool." And
So is that that's how the show came about? Like,
yeah. So she goes, she wanted to bring us down and play the bell. It was the Bell Opry House.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, we got to play there, and we played there a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
And then we played there with Tension Speak too. After, because after me and Leo stopped with Purse for the Week, I went back with Tension Speak.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah,
I played with Tension Speak back
Yeah.
for maybe a year, something like that. We doing a lot of shows again.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I mean, we were playing some old stuff from way back, Tension Speak, and I was playing or singing some of the songs that once me and Leo left, they continued on with other singers. I don't know, there were 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. He named mostly all of them.
Yeah, and I mean, the one I really remember was Freddie.
Yeah.
After Medicine Tongue, and he wrote a lot of their stuff, and it was good stuff, and I wanted to keep singing it. You know, it was good songs, and there was a couple of times I got him up stage after he left to come up and sing his songs with me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was neat. It was pretty cool, and
I never felt like Fred was just ready to go. I don't think he ever had like any animosity towards like the singers or anything like that.
No, he was cool. It was. I think it was just unstable at the time. You know, with. He was doing Sixer, and he had left Medicine Tongue, and then getting into Tension Speak. So it was an honor getting to play with him, and especially finding out after what happened.
Yeah, it was really sad.
I'm glad I got to have that experience of playing, singing his songs with him.
Yeah, that's cool.
And there were some other songs that they had some singers that were written. Nick.
Yeah. Nick Norris? Or
Nick Norris, yeah. He had one of the songs that actually we were writing this tension speak right as I was leaving. Me and Leo left, and they kept it, and he wrote his style on top of that song.
Yeah.
And it was good. I mean, I liked it. It was different from what I was doing, but I continued to sing his way. You know, that's how I wanted to do it. You know,
Nice.
and I didn't have any animosity. I was like, they're other singers. That's just that's what it is. I was covering their songs. You know, so I think it's all singers should do that. It's being versatile like that and enjoying some other people's craft. You know, their art on something that you actually wrote to too. You have your own version of it. So I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. There was another one. What was his name? He was actually from Lubbock. They picked him up from Lubbock, but he wrote one of their songs too, and I did his song. You know, it was just different from how I did them, and I enjoyed doing that. I like doing covers. I like doing stuff outside of what I do because how I write. Sometimes you get a little you get a little bored of it. I honored them for what they did, and I ended up going back and we did probably about a year. I'm thinking it was about a year.
And at that time too, it's just playing here in San Antonio, or
no? We were going out San Angelo.
Okay, so
we did some in South Texas,
Beaumont, and all those. What was that? Edinburgh, I think. There was
down in the valleys. Where Ogre was from. I think he was from down in there.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
We got in with a promoter down there,
Brownsville. Was it Brownsville?
Yeah. We got in with a promoter down there, and so she liked our stuff, and she wanted to bring us down and start playing shows over there.
Yeah.
And so we would go down there, and it was fun. And she would treat us right. She'd do after parties for us.
Nice.
Yeah. So she would taxi us around if we needed to. Yeah, she was pretty cool. And then she ended up. I don't know if I thought y'all played a show that she was involved in over at one of the venues here in San Antonio. I can't remember the name of the bar.
If we didn't have details. We only got details from Ray.
Yeah. Well, that's who she was in contact with.
Yeah.
That's who.
Like, here it is.
We want y'all to play.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, we'll be there.
But the shit fucking weird. You know, fucking yes or no.
What's up, Ray? You know we love you, dog.
That's how she's talking, man. It's like, when did Ray get here?
So the last time with Tension Speak, after that, it's any more bands, or he's just like,
no, actually,
take a break.
After that, got back into school. I wanted to concentrate on that.
Okay.
Plus, family life was suffering. I think it happens with all people in bands.
Yeah.
We're juggling all these entities.
Yeah.
Some get a little more attention than the others, and we take it seriously. And sometimes we could be overlooking somebody else.
Yeah, because it demands a lot of attention.
It does.
We love it, but
sacrifices,
and it's hard.
And so that was taking a toll on my marriage. One of the other reasons that I quit and put it down, just went back to work and doing school, and I ended up leaving right after that, and went to Midland.
Oh, okay.
I started working oil field. Got an oil field, and
with Jay.
Yeah. Well, we were part of the drilling team, but we were more of separating the gas, burning off. The big, when you drive down the highway, you see those big fireballs coming out the plumes from the pipes.
Yeah.
Fire. So that was our job. We were to burn off all that rotten gas. Did that for a little while. One of those things after divorce, it was kind of hard. I use the analogy throwing an animal back into the wild. You've been domesticated for so long, and I just didn't know how to function at that point. You know,
Yeah.
I was so used to having a wife and kids, and I didn't anymore. That's why I ended up back in Lubbock, back to the basics, and start over. Ever since then, I've just kind of been doing stuff on my own, producing, just putting out tracks here and there. I'm learning software, you know, learning how to do it. I want to work in a studio somewhere, you know, as one of the engineers. And you know, I've talked about this before, but it's hard to get out of the industry. You know,
Yeah,
you just
it
kind of
is.
stay in it, doing whatever you can. You know, recording or finding new bands. You know, helping promote them. The idea of podcast, helping some of these younger guys.
Yeah.
You know, get maybe give us some pointers. When Aaron approached me, it's been years ago before COVID. I was down. I kind of steered away from the heavier stuff, you know, and it was more that I wanted to polish my voice to where I wasn't always screaming. It wasn't always aggressive, and show a little bit more softer side and more control. And you know, it's been fun because I do covers from, you know, other singers and stuff, and I try to mimic what they do. And it's been a lot of work and a lot of, you know, figuring out how they did it, you know, because there's a lot of involved of like your mouth shape and how much air you're putting through, and it's to make how they sound.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of studying them and trying to figure out how they do it. So that's kind of what I've been doing, just, you know, trying to polish up and become a little more technical singer.
Yeah.
And that kind of steered me away from doing the screaming and doing more aggressive stuff. There was an interview that drummer for Breaking Benjamin, he did a clinic, and he's all, learn everything, learn all genres.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it opens more doors for work, and
It makes you a better musician.
yeah,
too.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree with that.
yeah, I took that to heart when it came to the vocals too. I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna learn how to do country music, you know, hip hop and R&B. I'm not a rapper. I can't rap, but
You're rapping though.
this is a great idea that you guys are doing, and man, I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah, man.
Fucking glad that you came down from Lubbock to do this.
Oh man, I've had a blast. Like I said, this is my home, man. I missed it. You know, it's been fun.
You being a part of the San Antonio scene for a long time. Questions I like to ask towards the end. You know, what were some venues you like to play? What were, you know, or which is the venue you like to go hang out and see bands, hanging out?
I think-
especially playing
One of my favorite places to play was Rock City.
Rock City. Okay,
It was a small venue.
Yeah, it was
the way it was set up.
It was on Blanco, right?
And Bassi?
Bassi and
Bassi
Blanco?
Blanco, right there, yeah. And the sound was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they were doing, but it was one of my favorite places because the sound sounded good, and it's such a small place, and you could pack the place.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But it was one of my favorites.
Rock City?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Is it still open?
No, it's a dealership now. Yeah. So
The owner was a pretty cool cat. One of my other favorite places, a lot of people mentioned, was Sam's Burger Joint.
oh, okay, yeah.
Is that place still?
Yeah, that one's still going, man.
Really?
They get a lot of cool tribute bands to play there.
They had a good sound there.
Good.
I like playing that stage.
What about White Rabbit? I know a lot of bands went through there.
That was actually my first show with Tension Speak and in San Antonio. Man, I do remember that. That was crazy.
What's Paper Tiger now? Are you still here when it changed the name? So towards the end, I like to ask this question about, let's say you're going to get stranded on an island and you're going to be all by yourself, but you're going to have a way to play music. You're going to be able to take 3 records with you or 3 CDs. Which one would you take?
You want to get through?
Gemini Syndrome, Lux.
Oh, that's new.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's a listen through all the way album.
All right.
Yeah, from start to finish. And I'm gonna go back. Matchbox 20.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So a little 98, 99 kind of.
Yeah, that's a great album.
Where I don't know if I'll ever feel.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs they never released was "Hang."
hang from that album?
Yeah, it was an acoustic song, and it was just, it almost sounded like they recorded it in a bathroom.
Nice.
But it was just, it was real emotional. One of those songs, real soft, just away from what they were doing.
It's always good.
Yeah, third album.
Well, so you got one more.
Okay, man. Dude, I maybe go back to some jazz stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your trumpet days, man,
So
right?
like some Maynard Ferguson,
Okay, yeah.
Wynton Marsalis. Yeah.
Well, what would be an album? Like, you know, some.
I don't really remember albums that they put out, but
So it'd probably be like a compilation CD
Yeah,
of
yeah.
everybody.
yeah.
Oh, greatest jazz hits, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, they played like stuff like Flight of the Bumblebee, you know, stuff that's
Oh,
really
okay.
technical stuff.
Okay.
Maynard Ferguson was known for the Rocky theme.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, he did the Rocky theme. That was his thing.
Really?
Yeah, dun, 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 and it was all like brass trumpet. Like, yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, I love listening to that stuff, man. Because as far as being a trumpet player, those guys were gods. You know, and the people that you couldn't touch.
That's crazy
anywhere
because-
close to that what they could do.
Nice.
You know, like earlier, sometimes you can't tell them to shut the fuck up about John Williams and shit.
And that's another podcast.
Yeah.
That's another story.
It's gonna take like fucking an hour and 30 minutes. But,
Probably, man.
alright, you cut out because that was already 3. No, I'm just kidding.
You can do a bonus one.
Johnny.
Well, that really
Johnny.
wasn't a full album. Chicago.
Chicago. All right, cool.
Yeah, some easy listening stuff, man.
The first album?
Probably the greatest hits.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you can't go wrong with the greatest hits. That'd be good.
Yeah.
That's a good listen to.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be on the album. I am the man.
Yeah, some softer stuff,
Yeah.
some alternative, and some
And then you start
metal.
chopping down the trees.
There you
like
go.
fucking
You know.
Wilson. I am your man. Never follow.
Well, diverse, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's good to.
See, I would Gilligan me a guitar somehow.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why you're chopping a tree down. You gotta build that fucking guitar.
Well,
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, Johnny, I want to thank you, man, for being on Nobody Cares podcast.
SCTX, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having me, man. It was a
It's
blast.
been an honor. It's good to see you.
Oh yeah,
And I hope we get to do this again.
yes, definitely. I can't wait, man.
All right, brother.
I can't wait to get the guys together and see what happens.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be
Have
fun.
you got any calls? You know, like, hey, man, you fucking tell me you're in town.
Yeah. Well, there's I've had a couple of call me when you get to town. So I'm kind of
You gotta tell them the cat story, bro. Like, fucking.
I'm a little apprehensive.
No. Don't tell him. Let him hear it on the podcast.
I'm a little apprehensive because I know what we used to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I'm not saying everybody's still going to be that rowdy, but it does have the potential of getting pretty sick.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, I'm going to get in touch with them and hopefully we can hang out and,
Cool, man.
and you know, maybe go for a drink of whatever they drink and I'll have a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper's bad for you, too.
dude.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's all drugs. We all put it.
It's all sugar,
Yeah,
you know.
dude, I'm hoping one of these days I can get back to San Antonio and be here permanently.
Nice.
And if I can do that, I want to be part of the team.
Hell yeah.
I want to help you guys out.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. Definitely starting our grunge band, like we said, the
Yeah.
cover grunge
That's
band.
another podcast what we were talking about last week. Like, so people who don't know, this shit was set up in 1 week, less than a week.
Yeah.
And we talked on Saturday, and Johnny showed up on Saturday, and the following Saturday,
Yeah.
he's like, well, I'm here. I'm like, oh, fuck.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. Johnny, we love you, and hopefully we do this again.
Definitely.
All right,
Can't
guys.
wait.
Nobody Cares Podcast, SCTX. Go check it out. You can find it on all the platforms. Just look up Nobody Cares Podcast, SATX. You'll find it on iHeartRadio. You'll find it on Amazon. You'll find it on, what's the other one we do? Don't go to Apple because we're still having. You can find it on Spotify, and look for the revamp. That's going to be happening soon, where we're going to make it a little bit more uniform, a little bit more professional. Aaron's going to be doing all that, so give us a little time. But we'll have this out soon, and yeah, go to and go to all our Instagram go to Instagram, follow us. Go to Facebook. Go to YouTube. Give us a follow.
With your permission, we want to release some of your original stuff.
Oh yeah. I've got
Tag it on here.
a couple of tracks that I can send you guys.
Yeah, we can tag it on here.
Let the listeners know where they can.
Oh yeah, Johnny, you want to?
Yeah, my Facebook, Johnny Rodriguez Facebook tracks that usually I'll send that I record. I'll send them personally.
Oh, okay.
To people. Yeah. So I mean, I really don't send out mass stuff because I've noticed a lot of people don't listen to them. They don't have time for that stuff.
Yeah.
So I send it to people who want it.
Yeah.
So it just makes it easier for me.
That is true. Yeah.
It's spreading.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's people that want to hear it. There's people that remember the scene and remember going to these shows.
That's good you remember. 'Cause some of them I don't even remember.
Yeah. There's a lot of shows I don't remember.
Clips and little snippets of things. It's like, I know I was there. I remember. I was in pictures.
I don't remember the songs though, but I don't.
Oh yeah, crazy stuff, man.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure, and this is Nobody Cares Podcast. I'm Tone Solo, signing out. Be cool, man.
This is one of my original songs called "Take This Pain."